So today's discussion is going to be a deep one. It is with my best friend Jessica, who is currently going through a divorce. This conversation is basically about how she helped me get through mine and how I'm trying to help her get through hers right now. And we just want to encourage you, if you're going through a separation, not necessarily a divorce, maybe you're going through a separation. We just want to encourage you and let you know that you will get through it. You can get through it, and to reach out to someone that you love that will be able to help you in your time of emotional need. So I hope you enjoy it. And if you do, subscribe. 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 Yes. All right. Have a good day. Hit that like, and also subscribe with hit that bell, because if you hit the bell, then you'll get a notification every time I upload a new video. All right. Thank you, guys. Be positive.
The sun and the moon up above us, shining down on the night. And there's something about the atmosphere, it just feels so right.
So today I have my best friend in the whole wide world on. Her name is Jessica. We're not going to say her last name because there's a lot of stalkers in this world, and you're just so beautiful. They're probably going to come after you and try to hunt you down. So we'll just leave it at Auntie Jessica. You know, I've been hating stuck in this quarantine. How have you been doing? You know, I'm the extrovert, and I can't stand being locked down. But how have you been holding up through all of this?
I've been doing okay. I've been doing my best. In the beginning, I think I stayed more home. I still only just, if I go out, I mean, I go to a girlfriend's house to do laundry because it's cleaner than a laundromat.
Yeah.
You know, so that's the socialism.
How dare you, for the people that do go to the laundromat like me, how dare you?
Well, hey, you know.
How dare you?
I don't know if you have as much laundry as I do with two little ones now.
That's true, that's true. So you've just been going to, pretty much sticking into the house?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hanging out with if I do go out, it's just with people I know that stay home.
Yeah. The scary part is that we don't really know who's really staying home. That's what's so scary about this whole thing, is that, okay, so yeah, we think we're staying home, but I mean, we know we're staying home, but how do we really know that our friends have really been staying home? Like, we don't know. You know what I mean? This whole thing is so weird, the way the world is right now. It's such a weird thing.
Yeah. I mean, I, you know, as much as I miss my dad and my grandma, I'm glad that they're not alive and sick during this time, because then it would be really hard.
Yeah,
you know?
and I can't visit them.
Yeah, with compromised immune systems and stuff like that, you know, and so it's just like I'm so grateful in a way, you know, that they're not having to deal with this during this time right now. It's kind of ugly, it's kind of weird, it's kind of scary, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I have my own views on everything. I think it's just it's a fear thing to me, you know what I mean? Yeah. And it is fearful, it is scary, you know, because you don't know, and you know, but I don't know what's going on. Hopefully it just dissipates.
Hopefully it blows over.
Yeah,
only it were that simple.
We'll see if it does come November, huh?
Exactly. So, all right, so Jessica, this this difficult discussion is actually how can I say? I guess my title for the difficult discussion this episode this time is going to be called Auntie Jessica. Difficult discussions with Auntie Jessica. Basically because you're more like family, even though we're best friends and we've been best friends for over 13 years, it's more like you're my sister. You know what I mean? And so this discussion is really going to be about friendships and supporting each other through separations and divorce in relationships. Or, you know, not necessarily everyone's married, but people go through breakups as well. You and I were both married.
Yes.
You were there when I was at my lowest of all in 2009, where I thought I would not be able to pick myself up off the ground and walk. Like I was just devastated with the divorce and everything. But when I was at my lowest, you were there. And oh my gosh, I don't want to cry. And let's not make this a cry
I
thing,
know.
girl.
I know.
I'm sorry. Have you seen this makeup?
But it's a real
No.
thing. No. But it's
This
a real
makeup is
thing.
not ruined.
Yeah.
It's not going to get ruined today. No, I
Not
won't allow
tonight.
it. But honestly, you know, when I was at my lowest, you were there. And sometimes I think that what was happening with me was harder even on you than it was on me, because you were watching me go through it. And so
Yeah.
my first question for you is, how were you able to be a support for me and not even give up on me when I was so needy during that time? I mean, I couldn't do anything. Like, I wasn't even dealing with my kids. When I thought about this discussion, I was thinking, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, remember, I wouldn't even get up out of the bed. Like, you'd have to come over and get the kids. Like, I was like devastated by the whole thing, but you were still there. What gave you the strength?
Yeah, at the time in
Isaiah
2009,
was
I
there.
was pregnant. Yeah, I was pregnant. I had Isaiah in 2009.
Yeah.
And just seeing you like that, I knew that wasn't you.
Right.
Your spirit was broken, and it
Totally.
killed me. It killed me. And to see the kids go through that with you, I prayed, and I just, you know, I've just always kind of lived my life by, you know, treat others as you want to be treated, and, you know, no judgment on anything. And when there was people around you saying things and this and that or whatever it was, and you were broken by everything and felt crazy because nobody was believing you in your situation.
That was I guess we should probably go into that a little bit too, about a lot of times when you're going through a breakup, the people that have only seen the good sides of your marriage or your relationship, they don't believe,
or your spouse or significant other.
They've only seen the good side of your partner. They don't believe you're really going through what it is that you're going through. And I'm a dramatic person anyway, so people would say, oh no, that can't be happening. That can't be. And that would make it even worse for me. That's why I couldn't get up out of the bed, because people wouldn't believe me. Like, I just couldn't get anyone to understand, except for you. You were the only one,
Well,
but because you
you
saw
also
it.
have to know. Yeah, I was gonna say, I was also somebody you let in to deeper than just the facade of a marriage or a relationship. You let me see it. I heard it, I saw it for myself, and then that's why I was like, nope, you're not gotta do this. You gotta push through. You gotta get, you know, we gotta get it together. You know, I'll clean your house, whatever it was, bring you food, clean your house. Don't worry.
Oh my gosh. Remember the house? Oh my God.
You just rest, you know? Well, because when you feel like that on the inside, I think the outside, it just starts outwardly. And look at you now. Like, look at you now.
Know.
Like, it's a change, and you've come
it's like
such
a total
long way. Yeah.
Well, I thank you for being there for me. I can never, as you can see, still no tears. I'm not doing it. I promise. I'm not. I thank you for being there for me for all these years. And man, like, no one's gone through this stuff that I've gone through with me except for you. Like, and besides my cousin. But anyways, fast forward all these years later, and now here you are going through the same thing, and you kind of need me sometimes. And when did you know that you were finally going to go ahead and move on? When did you know that, oh my gosh, I'm kind of going to need Tasha now, like emotionally, for the support? When did you finally know that it's just not going to happen anymore? I'm going forward, and this is it.
I knew many times, again, where there's only a handful of people that saw past the beautiful picture we create, you know, for other people to see in our marriage. And, you know, and you would just come over sometimes to check on me and make sure everything was fine. And I just remember one time, that's when I had Gabby, and she was little, and God, she was probably like 4 months, and you're like, you just saw me broken, and you're like, I've never seen you like this before, and you got to do something, Jess. And I was like, no, it's okay. I'm going to be fine. I'm going to be fine. But sometimes, like, you know, you want to believe it's going to work. You want to believe it's going to get better. But finally, the straw that broke the camel's back was in 2017, you know? And so I seen you through it growing up. One of my dad's older sisters, you know, was a single mom of 3 girls. I love her to death. And I knew it's possible. You know what I mean? You have people around you, and just the support, you know, you were my support, and you knew what it was like being from church, being, you know, with a family that nobody divorces, like, you know, just all of that, and being the daughter of having to be the divorced person first, and you know, you don't want it on anybody. There's just so many things that go on in our head, and I knew if I could lean on anybody that knew what I was going through, it would be you, with the two kid situation, you know, the years of marriage, in, you know what I mean, just like, just being done, and the trying, how many times you've tried, how many times I've tried. So you know,
we talked about earlier how no one gets married thinking they're going to get a divorce. No one does that. No one. That's what's so crazy about divorce, is that you have to think people are madly in love. Like, they are just like, I can't live without this person. I'm going to spend the rest of my life with this person. And you never ever plan on a divorce, you know, but life, you know, makes changes, and there's crazy twists and turns in life, and you just have to get through them and move on. And thankfully, everyone.
Thank you for being there. You know, when you know, I was there for you, and who knew that, you know, you would be there for me in that sense, and that turnaround. Like, I know you never wished that for me, but you never wished what happened in my marriage to happen to me.
What was the one thing that made you think that you may not be strong enough to do it? Like, what was the one thing that made you think, okay, I can't do this? What was the one thing that hindered you from, so there's so many times that you were like, I'm leaving, but then something would bring you back.
And I came to your house every time. I came to your house every time.
But
kids
what was the one
thing?
What was the one thing that made you say, you know,
I'm done?
I don't think I'm strong enough to do this? Like, what was the one thing that made you feel weak, you know, during that time, like before you got the strength to move on? Just for the people that are watching and that are maybe having these thoughts, or, you know, and we want to make sure that we know, let people know that, you know, you always want to pray for your marriage. And you always want to, if you can, go to counseling or therapy for your marriage or your relationship.
Definitely.
But when enough is enough, enough is enough.
But when there is abuse, and when it's just too much, then you have to leave.
Abuse is the one thing that you just can't stick through that. But what was the one thing that made you think, why did you keep going back, thinking that you can't do it by yourself? What was the one strongest thing?
I don't think I ever thought I can't do it by myself. I just really wanted to make it work. I just didn't want my kids in a broken home. I just didn't want my kids are my life. And so it's like, you stick through anything, and then you do it all for your kids. When I say my kids are my life, you know, you would just do it for your kids. But when enough is enough. So I don't think I felt like weak. And I've never been addicted to drugs, but at one point I would tell myself, I think he's my drug. I kept going back. Back, you know, and I kept going back, and I just kind of justify it like, well, I'm doing it for the kids, and I'm doing it to
Plus, you were married for so long.
Yeah, we were together 15 years and 10 years. Yep. So we were together for so long.
So he was such a part of your life, even your childhood, kind of.
I met him when I was 20, and I left him when I was 35. You know, so that's my prime. That's my growing up. That's my, you know. That's my becoming of a woman.
I was older than you when I got married. Not much.
Well, you don't look a day older.
But thank you. But I was older than you when I got married. So I really didn't want my marriage to fail, just for the simple fact that I felt like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be old and all by myself, alone. You know, that was my fear. Not that I don't still have those fears, but reality is I'm living my best life. As a single person now, and you know, if someone comes along, if not, then I'll just keep on doing what I have to do for me. Anyhow, the next question is, if you could advise any woman who might be on the fence on whether or not that they want to leave a relationship or a marriage, what advice could you give them, in addition to seek counseling and prayer? What else could you advise them on before they say, you know, this is, I just don't know what I should do? What are the recommendations you have for people that are on the fence?
Just know that you're not alone. You know, there's so many of us, it's so taboo to talk about, you know, we tend to hide things in our relationships. we just want to post the happy moments. We just want to post the beautiful moments. And to me, it's like, you know, and then, like I said, you only have a few group of women or people around you, hopefully, that you tell, you know, you tell the ugliness to as well, if there is ugly. And I hope there is no ugly, you know what I mean? You know, but you're not alone. You're not alone. There's so many things. Like, you and I always talk about, we should write a book. You should write a book. I should write a book. Like, because it's like some of the things you go through, you're like, no way, but it's so relatable. Like,
it is.
You're not alone. And there's a bunch of us women that, you know, I don't just say that slogan, women empowering women or women supporting women. I actually live it, you know, with all of my girlfriends, you know, and I know a lot of you out there, you too, Tasha, with your girlfriend, go to the ends of the earth. There's a lot of us women out there that will go to the ends of the earth for someone that's been in our situation. If we come across anybody new, whether we've met them yesterday or at the grocery store, you know, hey, here's my number, call me, whatever you need, you know what I mean? Just know you're not alone. So for somebody that's like, I can't do this, or I don't know if you could do it, and you're not alone.
Reach out to someone, especially if you're in the situation that I was in. Like, well, Jessica was in the same thing, where people could not believe the things that I was saying, that I was going through, that I was living through. Only the few people that, you know, saw it, you know, I don't want to mention names because I don't want people to be and
it's not bad mouthing anybody. It's not like they're great people. They can be great people, but they were just not great in a relationship.
I should say they were not privy to the information that I was sharing with you. So they only knew what they saw from the outside, which were my happy posts about how great our family life is and how great everything is, which in fact was not actual reality. So anyhow, let's kind of move forward in the positive side of all of this. I believe that once I got my divorce is when I started really rebuilding my life. I went back to school.
Finding yourself.
Yes, really. I went back to school. I got my degree. Now I'm getting ready to start my bachelor's. And now, finally, after all of these years, I am so proud to say, I'm so proud to say that you are finally going back to college.
Yes.
I've been
actually, it's my first time going to college.
I've been practically begging you since I began my journey in 2016. And now here you come. Finally. I am so proud of you. What was your turning point? Because we didn't talk about this. We didn't really talk about your turning point, but what was your turning point that said, you know what, this is my time now. I am going to college. Like, what was it that
you said I got to do it before I'm 40?
Jessica, when I got that call, I was so happy. Like, there's no way for me to explain how happy I was. I could not believe it because I've been asking you for so long. But what was the turning point?
Honestly, okay, going back to this pandemic. I mean, you blame it on, you do it on the pandemic. And, sorry. And then it was, I have the time now. Like, you know, in 2016, when you started school, it was 2016 when I found out my dad had cancer. So, and then from then on, it's like, okay, so then my dad had cancer, and then my dad died, and then, or then I separated from my husband, you know what I mean? Like, all of these things happen. And so it's just like, I finally feel like now I have, I'm not gonna knock on some wood, that I could breathe. I could breathe, and I could focus, and I could do my work. I mean, I'm working too. I've been working too. And like, you know, being a single mom, working and doing all this stuff like that. And it's just like, so I finally feel like I can breathe, and I can be able to focus on me. And it's for my kids' future in the end as well. Like, you know, so
I guess it's kind of a trip when you think about it, because I wasn't going to school when I was going through all my stuff. I guess I have to think about that and give you a little grace there, because I wasn't going to school when I was going through all that stuff. It wasn't until
your dad didn't
after.
Just die.
You know what I mean? It's just like you're all right. Of these things, you know, life circumstances afford us opportunities when the opportunities are available, and so I grabbed it at my chance.
So I grabbed it too. I did too. So, and you're an inspiration on that part. And you said the same thing, that, you know, my mom just said, well, time's going to pass. Might as well do it anyway. You know what I mean? You just said that to me too. And you've said that for a long time and encouraged me a long time. And, you know, yes, when I was married, I was a stay-at-home mom, but I also ran a business from home with him. So I just didn't really have all the time, you know, in the world. And now it's like, I finally have time. I finally feel like I'm settled. I'm on my feet now. Yeah. And I could do this. All right. I wanted to give it my all. I didn't want to go to college. You know, I didn't want to go to college and not give it my all. Yeah. So.
Well, I'm proud of you, and thank you so much for coming on here. Man, it's been a long time coming. I should have had you on a long time ago, but again, life circumstances. So you're on here now, and hopefully this little short video will help someone who's, you know, having thoughts about possibly.
You're not alone. We did it. You did it. You know.
Yeah. It sounds crazy, ladies, and you know, some gentlemen out there too. There's gentlemen out there that may be contemplating the same thing, but you know, it seems like it's a difficult thing to do, and that you won't be able to get through it. But you will. You will get through it. You just need to find someone that you can trust to talk to about what's going on. And thank you, Jessica. Thank you, Auntie Jessica.
Thank you, Tasha.
I love you.
I love you too.
Have a good day. Night. Thank you for talking to me.
All right.
Okay, bye.
Of course.